It's the goal of U.S. policy toward China to reduce tension. I think that Speaker Pelosi's visit unfortunately increased tension in the relationship between U.S. and China. The White House also did not want her to go. The Taiwan Relations Act has been adhered to by the United States, where arms have been sold to Taiwan. Add to that, there have been lots of visits by American political figures to Taiwan. So it's clear with America that America has a strong relationship, very strong relationship with Taiwan. So there's no reason for her to go. Taiwan is a very delicate matter in U.S.-China policy. It's very delicate. Taiwan is a democracy, that's clear. But as everyone knows who's a student of the question, the more Taiwan either declares independence or moves very, very close to independence, the more mainland China is going to feel it has no alternative but to, by force, probably take over Taiwan. Speaker Pelosi's visit did more than show strength, American strength in respect to Taiwan. It also tended to move the needle a little bit more toward independence. I think your last point is the major one. It is somewhat inevitable. What's that rising power all about? You know, they're going to threaten us. And the rising power is feeling confident. I saw some of these changes beginning to occur when I was serving the U.S. over in Beijing at 2014 to 17, when Xi Jinping as president was clearly gaining his confidence. Now Donald Trump came along, and he felt that the key to his success was America first. Donald Trump accelerated the tension with one China. It was already starting to happen, but he accelerated it, and he really took advantage of a very deep, fundamental sense of unrest in America. America at that point is starting to get nervous about their economic security. Both Republicans and Democrats and the administration and the Congress today are quite united in their deep concern about China. President Biden does not want to be perceived as, quote, soft on China. There's an election coming up November of this year, the presidential election coming up November in 2024. And a lot of this is politics, it's domestic politics. And that has a lot to do with the tension in the relationship. There's so much tension between the two countries, and it's wrong. I think we're almost there, not quite. It may take maybe even a year for Americans to finally realize, and for the Chinese to realize, that, hey, it makes no sense to criticize each other. China's not going anywhere. China's always going to be there. It's going to be a big country, a huge country. It's going to be very influential. So let's try to figure out a way to respect each other. You know, we'll have differences, major differences, but let's talk to each other respectfully, not critically. That the midterm elections will not change the relationship. It just won't. In part because once we have the November midterm elections in the United States, then we're immediately in the presidential contest for 2024, and that's going to get political. It's unfortunate, but and who knows whether President Biden will run again for president. He might not. He may be a lame duck. We first have to diffuse the Taiwan problem. We got to reduce tension over Taiwan. That's the biggest problem our two countries are facing right now, Taiwan. All three parties, U.S., China, and Taiwanese, have to say, well, wait a minute here. Let's kind of be careful with what we do or what we say, because we don't want war. That takes a lot of cool, calm thinking on the part of Xi Jinping, Tsai Ing-wen, as well as Joe Biden. These dialogues, I mean, they're kind of formalistic. I've sometimes thought it'd be great if Joe Biden and Xi Jinping would they just go for a walk and talk, and without their handlers, without their briefing materials. President Biden, President Xi Jinping, kind of together alone, and go just start talking about this. And if once they start talking about all this, I'm quite confident that it'll move more towards, say, how do we get better along here?